Hi,
Hi.
how are you both?
Good.
Great.
Good.
How are you?
Doing well, doing well. And now, especially knowing where you guys, your characters are from, good to see you, my fellow Michiganders.
That's right.
That's right. And I'm just going to start, Brian. After reading the script, I mean, this obviously almost sounds like something that someone would have just made up because it's just such that type of story. I couldn't imagine reading and finding out this was based off of a true thing that happened.
Yes, yes. And when I recount the story to friends and family of what is coming up, and I tell them the story and I say, this is based on a true story, it all of a sudden it elevates it. It happened. It really happened. It's like, yep, it really happened. And there's just, it just feels more authentic when you tell that story that this really happened, and it enhanced their lives. It enhanced the lives of people in Everett, Michigan, and it's just a feel-good story. And that's what I wanted to do coming out of COVID, is to do something that made me feel good while shooting it, and also then the end result, it just lifts the spirit. It's not going to solve any problems in our society, but it's a wonderful little distraction.
And I've used that line seriously myself sometimes when people ask about a movie. I'm going, it's not going to cure anything.
Yeah.
Just go enjoy.
Yeah.
Have fun. That's all it's about. And then Annette, like with your character, I love the fact that, you think a lot of times in some marriages, after Marge would have found out what he was doing, even though he was making the money, they would have said, are you nuts? Leave our bank account alone. But she was like, hey, let's go for it.
She did. Have you been to Everett, Michigan?
I used to go from Detroit to Kalamazoo when I was a kid, and we drive
Okay.
to Battle Creek, but no, haven't been to that town.
Well, it is. It's a great little town, and it is remarkable how Marge leapt in, because Marge is an extremely loving, organized woman who ran the household, who raised 6 kids, and always supported Jerry in what he was doing. But this was a little bit out of their wheelhouse, right? I mean, they were doing something that was kind of wild. They'd get in the truck and drive to Massachusetts. And this was every 3 weeks for 10 years. They did this, but she loved it. She had a good time. They had a good time together. I mean, that was one thing when we visited them that I really got from her, that they had fun. And yes, they were making money, but it didn't change their lives. They didn't move. They were able to help their town. They were able to help their kids and their grandkids, but that was really their main focus.
It really was. And you saw right away that the real Jerry and Marge, they just loved being together and sitting on the porch and talking about the animals that came into their yard and what kind of birds
The
are
turkeys.
these. Are the turkeys that were
The wild
walking
turkeys.
wild. Yeah. It's
Michigan people. Yeah. That's what we do. We'll sit on the porch, we'll go to the lake and have all types of fun. Now, I've never got less than a minute, but I wanted to share with you, since your character worked at Kellogg. It used to be so great as a little kid when we'd go there from Detroit, like I said, to actually Kalamazoo. You drive through Battle Creek and the air smelled like sugar. They were
Wow.
making, all the
interesting.
cereal.
Wow. Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah.
Wow.
the-
There's an amazing
the
history
baking
there,
process.
isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Larry, how you doing?
Hey, Greg, good to see you. How are you?
Doing well. Good to see you too. Welcome back to the basement. So,
It's looking good, man. It's looking good.
all right. And I really enjoyed the story because it's definitely my age range, as well. And also people from Michigan doing it.
Right. That's exactly right. Yeah.
And I mean, I know that, you've written scripts and all like that as well before.
Hmm.
If somebody had just written this as a script, you'd be going, nobody believe this.
Right.
To find out it's based off of a true story just makes it even more fascinating.
It really does. It's funny how that works, that we don't want to believe these types of stories as a made up. You're absolutely right, Craig, but it gives it so much power to know that it was real and to know that somebody really did that. And even when you're watching it, the fact that you do know that, it gives it a little more power too. I think it draws you in a way that it might not have had you not known that.
Right. Because I think about, I've had lots of family members here in Michigan go out and buy lottery tickets over the years. They probably spent $1 million as compared to making it.
Right.
But I have a feeling now people are going to see this and think, maybe I can figure that loophole.
Jerry was smart though. The thing is, you got to have a brain like Jerry.
Right.
If you don't have that, I don't know if I would be willing to go to buy, do the things that they did. You got to figure out the puzzle first.
Right. And I like your guy. Here he is. He's, basically his own independent businessman.
That's
And
right.
it's kind of like, well, one business is going down, so let me pop into another one. But
I got to
hey,
expand.
that's right. He's very, very resourceful.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
okay.
Go ahead, Craig.
Oh, okay. No, I was just going to say, but yeah, I just liked his personality all the time. And again, that's the other good part about, I guess you could say, as time goes on, you're thinking, yeah, I'll invest in this.
Sure.
Why not?
Yeah, I think, when just the world that we're in, I think more people know that you can't just do one thing, Even in this movie, one of the things that I love about it is Jerry's just not satisfied. He's not satisfied with just ending that career. He's restless. That scene where he kicks the boat was hilarious.
Oh my gosh, yes.
It was so funny. I hadn't seen that when they shot it. I was laughing so hard, But it really stood for how restless, we can be, just in life. And, you should take the opportunities to just do as much as you can. We only have a little bit of time here, Craig.
Absolutely. And like you said, yeah, for what we've all been through, right. You get an opportunity to go out and have some type of fun.
Yeah.
Do it. Don't sit around and go, in 10 years, Larry, you know what? I'm going to do this. And right.
Exactly.
And then a question I had to ask you, this is about one of the things in the movie where your character, after a while, he gets a Corvette. Yeah. I know you're taller than I am. My brother will lend me his. I'm 5'7". My brother will lend me his every once in a while.
Right.
And to get out, I look around to make sure none of the neighbors are looking so I can open up and tuck and roll out. How was it for you getting out of the car?
It was exactly the same thing. It was hilarious. They had written this thing into the script where he has trouble getting out of the car. I said, guys, you don't have to write this in the script. I cannot get out of this thing. Although for me, it was hard to get out and get in,
Oh, yeah.
So I would just sit in there as long as I possibly could. And then when I had to get out, I would get out of the Corvette. Very interesting design Corvette. You don't want the people, once they get in a vet, to get out. Very interesting design Corvette people.
No, you're absolutely right. Because I just saw that and I just started laughing, about my experience. And it's like, I got to ask you, how that whole thing turned out.
Absolutely right.
Well, Larry, as always, great to see you. Thank you so much for your time. And also, like I said, you're now one of my fellow Michiganders. So welcome.
Yes, finally, the hand.
Yes, there you go. All right. Come on out. I'll take you boating. That's something else we do around here a lot. So, yeah.
Man, I don't know if I'm allowed to do that, but thanks.